George A. Romero, hailed by fans as the Godfather of the Dead, is one of the most influential filmmakers in the horror genre. He revolutionized the portrayal of zombies while also changing what a horror film can represent. Romero's career spanned over 5 decades, leaving an impact on pulp culture and paving the way for future horror filmmakers. Romero's breakthrough came with his 1968 classic, Night of the Living Dead, a low-budget black and white film produced independently outside of Hollywood. The film not only birthed the modern archetype for zombies, but also introduced a grounded and realistic approach to horror. Before Night of the Living Dead, the zombies in movies were often rooted in folklore and portrayed as mindless slaves under the control of a malevolent figure. Romero's approach to zombies had them portrayed as reanimated corpses with a hunger for human flesh. More importantly, the way the human characters react reflects the fear and uncertainty of a society in turmoil during the 1960s. Not to mention the film's depiction of race relations, particularly the casting of a black protagonist portrayed by Dwayne Jones, when civil rights were a heated issue and added a new layer of complexity and tension to the film. Then there's the film's ending, in which Ben, Jones's character, is killed by a white mob, mirroring the racial violence and societal fragmentation of the 1960s. Romero's zombie follow-up films, particularly 1978's Dawn of the Dead, solidified his status as a masterful horror filmmaker. Dawn uses zombies to represent an entirely new metaphor, using a shopping mall as a symbol of mindless consumerism. In the film, the world is overrun by zombies, forcing survivors to seek refuge in a shopping mall, only for the survivors to fall victim to materialistic desires. This critique of capitalism resonated in the 1970s, and would resonate even more throughout the years. Romero's influence extends outside of his zombie movies. His films will usually deal with themes of human frailty, societal breakdown, and the facade of civilization and normality. 1973's The Crazies explores governmental failure and the breakdown of order during a biological disaster, foreshadowing the paranoia and distrust of authority that will dominate the 1970s and 80s. Romero's 1977 film, Martin, portrays a young man who thinks he could be a vampire, exploring the themes of mental illness and human violence. George A. Romero will undoubtedly be remembered as one of the greatest horror filmmakers for how he was able to use horror to challenge audiences to reflect on their own world through zombies, vampires, killers, and other supernatural elements. His films forced viewers to confront the dark underbelly of society, whether it was racism, consumerism, militarism, or class struggles. The zombies in his films may have been terrifying, but the real horror was always rooted in human behavior.